Good evening, good evening, good evening. I wanted to enter with a very, very, very dramatic entry because it's the Champions League. And are you ready for war? We're going back to the future for this episode. Back to the future, as it says, back to the future, lessons learned from all the past Madrid games we played. So, guys, this is the big one. This is the big one. We had to come with a dramatic entry. For those who missed it, it was very dramatic, very lovely, very classic, very very classic music, Beethoven stuff. So I wanted to come with something good. Apologies to the other people who came here at 9 o'clock. I think I did not change the stream. I apologize. The actual stream is supposed to be at 11, but I didn't change it when we changed the time. So apologies for that. Big Morgan was here at 9. Sorry about that. Hello, people. I hope we beat Madrid. Hopefully, we go through difficult game. Yeah. Wow, Patrick, drop a break for yourself. I wish I could drop a break, McLavin, but my apologies, McLavin. I think I was asking him. Big up to you, Daniel, man. Big up to you. Smash the like button, subscribe, and as well as share the channel to all your friends. Big up to you, Adam, man. Thank you for the support, Adam, as always. I can't wait for this show. Yeah, we have a lot to unpack in this show. We have so much information in this show. We're going to talk about the past games between Madrid and City. We're going to also dive deep on um, how we're going to be able to beat Madrid right now from the lessons we've learned in the past. We are ready for this game. Everybody is. Hi, Patrick says Pinball Daily. Big up and good luck for the show. The title is wrapped for you guys. Crush with the Titans on Tuesday. Excited as a neutral fan. City are the favorites, in my opinion. Thank you very much, Twinball. Guys, go subscribe to Twinball's channel. He was on our channel one time. He was helping us with one of the shows. But big up, very good show. Brush says like, share, subscribe. Guys, big up to Brush. Go subscribe to his channel too. Luca says, and I quote, I did say we win. I know, Luca, man. Big up to you. Very big win for Arsenal. But right now, our focus is Madrid. Carl, how you doing, man? How you doing, Carl?
Good evening, Patrick. Good evening, our friends who are on YouTube watching. I'm well. I'm tired, but I'm excited because we were talking about the game on Tuesday. I had 4 games this weekend, Patrick. 4 games this
Yeah.
week.
I know you
And
were very busy with the games. I
yeah,
went to watch. I went to watch my son's game today. Also, I was watching his game. Then
mm,
after I watched his game, I went to a birthday party. I had to attend a birthday party.
mm,
Uh, Birthday parties don't seem exciting for me anymore now since I don't drink. So I just sit there and just drink my sparkling water.
yeah,
But it's still fun. It's fun to sit there and watch people. That, oh, is this how we are all when
yeah,
we're drunk and stuff?
yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, thank you very much for coming on, man. I know there's a lot you've prepared for this game, and there's a lot you've brought for this game. So I
Mm,
have everything loaded up and
mm.
ready, and I'm gonna load up a few things. I see a few things closed up when I loaded them up. Unfortunately, I won't be able to load the UEFA page because he keeps playing videos. And
Yeah,
last time we did the videos,
yeah,
they ended up removing your video. But
yeah,
I have your stuff loaded up here. If you
yeah.
can see, it's here and ready. So if you want me to start with that,
Well,
wherever you want us to start. But you know what I'm going to do before
mm,
we do all this? I'm just going to load the UEFA page and then put City versus Madrid. It's not going to load the videos from there,
yeah, yeah, that's
which
fine.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be better.
We
But
kind of.
anyway, so where do you want us to start with this game? We're
I
back
just want
again
to.
with Madrid,
I really
the
just
big
want us to
boys.
start with just thinking about kind of where we are at this moment, what we've been through over the past, since this 2023. Not
Yeah,
just in terms
23.
of the Champions League, but also the league. The fact
Yeah,
that the evolution of the team for the start of the season, chasing down Arsenal, overtaking Arsenal. Now we're head top of the
yeah.
league with a game in hand, with more goals than Arsenal, with less conceded than Arsenal. Beating Bayern Munich, at home, should have been away too if
Mm-hmm.
not for that penalty and the
Yeah,
one that
yeah.
Haaland missed as well. I mean, battered them over 2 legs. Everybody thought that Bayern Munich were going to give us problems, and we literally controlled the game. I watched the game again last night, the Bayern Munich game, and
Mm.
so impressed with how the boys performed. And
Bayern
then,
Munich, if people underrated, they don't know that Bayern Munich changed the way of play twice to just make sure that maybe they try get over Man City. I don't know if people realize that.
yeah, Tuchel is always a tinker, right? He likes to tinker with
Mm.
formations, and it's funny how they sacked Nagelsmann. They brought in Tuchel because Tuchel is supposed to be this guy who has Pep's number, who can get over him. And I remember that time when Tuchel came in,
Mm.
A lot of our fans, frankly, were all shaking in their boots that, oh God, he's too cool. He beat in the Champions League and he has his number. And I kept saying to people, relax, relax. We know Tuchel very well, right? The problem with the Champions League final was not Tuchel, it
Yeah.
was Pep and Zinchenko. What was the problem? So here we are right
Yeah.
now in the finals of the Champions League, about to play Real Madrid. And I watched the game
Yeah,
Madrid yesterday.
it's a good moment. It's a good moment. Go on, go on, go on, go on.
Yeah.
It was against Osasuna, isn't it?
Yes, I watched the whole game yesterday. I don't
I
know if
watched
you're
it
out
too.
there, everybody out there. If you watch the game, just say, "Hey, I watched the game," and talk about tweet what you learned. But what I learned from that game was very clear that Madrid really have, two major outlets, frankly, right?
Hmm.
One is Vinicius Junior, the other is Rodrigo, and
But
then
Rodrigo
Ben.
seems to be more of a finisher.
Yeah, he liked it. So I kept watching it tactically, and what Rodrigo was doing was that he was keeping the width on the
Hmm.
right side, right? And you see his body shape, right? When he doesn't have the ball, he's ready to spring, right? Which is basically him running behind, much like Vinicius Junior does. So, so I saw that yesterday, and then Benzema does his ghost runs. He plays his false nine. He drops into the hole, tries to confuse everybody, and then links up with Vinicius Junior, and then arrives in the box to try and take the shot. Right now, let's be clear. This is the very same thing that Madrid did last year.
Hmm.
The very same thing. And unfortunately, nobody picked up Benzema's ghost run. When I say nobody, I'm
Yep.
being very specific in Laporte and
Hmm.
Zinchenko.
Hmm.
Right? Those are the two characters who were whose errors led to goals. Now we know the Vinicius Junior one was Fernandinho stepping up too close to him and then him running behind, and then Laporte
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
close the gap again.
Hmm.
Laporte didn't
Hmm.
close the gap. So, this is kind of going back to the future. And Patrick, if you can pull up what I sent you earlier on, let's talk through that. And I have it here. And guys, what
You
I'm
want
going to,
me? Do you want me to send the PDF, right?
yes, 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 yes. Pull up the PDF. Okay. Yeah. So, everyone out there, so what we're sharing with you right now is what Patrick and I, talked about before the game at the Etihad, the first leg last year, right?
Hmm.
Here's what we said, right? We said our formation should be a 4-1-3-2 or 3-2-3-2, using Jesus as a false right winger. We said use Jesus as a false right winger. Now remember that when we beat Madrid at the Bernabeu
Hmm.
in the COVID season, right? We played Jesus in this false left role where he was playing as this winger slash defender and was
Hmm.
making the runs in and out. So we said, hey, last year, let's play Jesus in this false right winger, defensive cover, because of his work rate, right? That's what he does. And then we said, hey, we need to drop Gundogan in that game because for Jesus. We need Foden
Hmm.
in that game. We need Sterling's fast energy in that game. And we also need a midfield three balance. And we said, here are the strengths of City. We said that, Madrid's strength last year was, they like to cross the ball from the wide areas,
Yeah, they do.
right?
Yeah.
Valverde, Rodrigo, right? Vinny Jr., Kroos, Modric, they love to find Benzema. Now, we said all this before one ball was kicked, right? They love to cross the ball, crosses, and then penetration through the wings, and then crosses in the middle. Madrid may try to play a back three like Tottenham and counter attack with balls over the top.
Yeah.
This was last year before he came to game. And what did we see in the game? The handball from Laporte was from what? Across.
Yeah. From across. Yeah.
The goal that Benzema
To be
scores
honest
against,
with you, that was a freak
right,
sort
right.
of thing.
But it
Yeah.
was from across, right? The goal
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
Benzema, two of the goals that Benzema scores against us were from crosses, right?
Yeah.
We said all this before the game, right? And we said the key battles was going to be Valverde versus Ake, Vinny Jr. versus Jesus. I was thinking Jesus was going to play in that right side to cover for, but he played Fernandinho and played Stones, and Stones got injured. Fernandinho came on and got burnt because Vinny was quicker than him, right?
Yeah.
We said the key battle was going to be Benzema versus Rodri because of Benzema's ghost runs.
Yeah.
Okay, Sterling versus Carvajal, we need to see Sterling on the field. And then Kroos, Valverde, Modric, Casemiro, we have to have Foden, KDB, and Bernardo to help press that. This was
Hmm.
last year. And all the goals that we conceded were from mistakes from the wide areas.
Hmm.
So let's fast forward now to this year, all right? Go and watch the Osasuna game again. Osasuna were very unlucky.
They were. But can I say one thing about Osasuna?
Yeah.
Somehow, when I was watching the game, majority of the time the midfield was non-existent. They were pushing about 7 players flat in the front. I don't know why they were doing that,
Mhm.
because when Madrid, I don't know if they were trying to press Madrid from the front or they were just trying to fully attack. Most times Madrid were just walking through the midfield because the midfield was non-existent, and then they were leaving two at the back, and then it was 3v2 when Madrid counter. But the thing is, I don't know what formation Osuna was playing, but Carl, I was sitting there, I was like, a decent team, even a decent Premier League team doesn't do this. I was like, why are they just saying it's Madrid? We might as well do this. Because I'm telling you, if you watch the game, there was a gap. Even they are now saying, why are they leaving such a gap in the middle? Because all of them were pushing and having a flat front of 6 or 7
Mhm.
players. And I was like, where is the midfield? So when Madrid gets the ball, they're just having free reign in the front. But they
Yeah.
did break Madrid easily. They were going through Madrid very easily also
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah.
It's just the finishing was not great, and Courtois was amazing in certain situations.
There were two areas in which they disturbed Madrid a lot. Disturbed meaning they harassed Madrid.
Mm,
One was through the wide areas. So Madrid's
mm,
fullbacks, Camavinga struggled like hell against Osasuna.
yeah.
That's a massive weakness on that side. And then also Carvajal struggled on the other side as well.
They did, yeah.
Right. So, but the midfield was decent for Madrid. They were able to get the ball and then transition wide. Again, what they like to do, again, I have my notes here. They like to go long to Vinny Jr. from the right side. So what they like to do, whether
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Alaba
He
or it's
seems to be
Militao,
the attacking option all the time.
exactly, exactly. What they like to do is ping the ball out wide because Vinny likes to hold the width on the left hand side, while Rodrigo holds the right hand side, and then Benzema drops. They'll ping the ball
Kamavinga is a
long.
left back, isn't it? Yeah.
Correct. They'll ping the ball long, right, all the way through, to Vinny Jr. Then it's a foot race 1v1 versus Osasuna, right? But
Mm.
what Osasuna were really good at was basically trying to keep the ball and making those small short passes in the midfield, right, between their
Do
own
you,
their
do you
own.
know, do you know another thing? Sorry for cut. Do you know the other
Yeah,
issue was the guy who was playing right back for Sasuna is not actually a right back. You know that, right?
I know.
He
I know
is
it's
sort of
not.
an attacking. Yeah,
Yeah,
so he was struggling. He was
yeah,
struggling. That's why he was struggling against Phoenix. Keep going.
yeah, yeah. So the strengths of Madrid are clearly the wide areas, the wingers, right? Both Rodrigo and Vinicius Jr. The weakness for Madrid is also the wide areas. It's like a catch-22. It's a
Mm,
strength, but it's also the weakness because Vini doesn't track back.
mm,
Rodrigo doesn't really track back. And so what ends up happening is that the midfield tries to push back to cover those spaces for Camavinga and for Carvajal. Now the question now becomes, what does City now do? How do we exploit those spaces in between there? How do we make sure we have cover for Vinicius Jr.?
mm,
Right? That's what we have to do. So clearly, their strengths are the wide areas with those two players and
mm.
Benzema, who
Yeah,
drops into the midfield and does what they call the ghost run. Right? He has his,
yeah.
nobody's picking him up. Right?
Oh, so wait. He's doing those ghost runs. It's the same as when City played the first nine. He tries to pull one of the defenders with him,
Correct.
or
Correct.
is he trying to cause problems for Rodri? Who exactly is he trying to cause
He,
problems
he
for?
he does those ghost runs to pull one of the defenders away, and then when Vinny goes in, he now runs in behind that defender and gets the ball.
Hmm.
Right? That's what he tries to do all
Yeah.
the time. Right? Which and sometimes
Basically what Kane was doing for Spurs
i-
and what Pep
i-
was
i-
pissed
in,
off
in,
with when Laporte
right,
stepped out.
right, in a way, but his own movement is actually better than Harry Kane because he moves
Yeah,
very well. He's almost like a
yeah.
ghost, right? The question now becomes, okay, how do you track a ghost? You know,
Mm,
right? How do you track a ghost? Well, you track a ghost by using a box,
mm,
right? You
mm,
track a ghost by using a box. And
mm,
what I mean by that, right? City's 3-box-3 system is the
mm,
best ghost tracker. And you know why?
mm,
Because in possession, one of the defenders becomes a midfielder. Out of
mm,
possession, they become a back four. And then this guy, what's his name, Akanji, has license to push in to help to win the
mm,
ball from the ghost.
mm,
You still have three to cover.
mm,
Right? So I think, and you think about what Bayern Munich tried to do against us
mm,
without their striker when this guy didn't play. When this guy was playing, who was playing for Bayern? The first leg was that boy, that the boy, what's his name again? He played a false nine for Bayern Munich against us. Who was
Last year,
who was at Arsenal? This boy, good boy.
Nabri,
Yeah, Gnabry, right? So Gnabry has
Yeah.
played a false nine, the ghost role, right? How come he didn't get the
Mm,
ball? The kid
mm,
hardly got the ball. You know why? Because of the box.
mm.
Because of that box. Now if
Yeah,
you play
bear with me for a minute. I think some people, guys, give me a minute. Let me just show you the box that Carl is talking about. Guys, like the vid, it's going to be a very detailed analysis. We're talking about the preview to the Madrid game, but we're gonna go deep into the tactics. We're gonna go deep into the issues we had in the last game as Karl is going through. I'm just going to get rid of this just for now. I want to show people the box. Some people don't understand what box he's talking about. So I'm going to share with you this so that we can check the box. So Carl, this is what Carl is talking about. Basically, this is the box that City tried to
Yeah,
form,
yeah,
and this is the box that they try to play.
yeah,
John Stones, John Stones goes in like if you've seen in the games, it starts with the back four sometimes, or sometimes John Stones is a right back, but this time he stands the back four, then he jumps into midfield.
yeah,
Now, Carl is talking about this box. If you can see down the middle, guys, this is the box Carl
yeah,
keeps talking
yeah,
about and referring to. So for the
yeah,
people who don't understand
yeah.
about the box, that's the box that City form. So it forms a 3-2-2-3.
Right. And let me explain very clear to everyone. So, what happens with the box, it all depends on who has the ball, right? So the box is never static. Like it's always just be a box. Now, I play 3-box-3 with my own kids, right? So we have a static box because my kids are not ready to play that inverted back and forth role. They have to learn how to do that. What John Stones does, John Stones is probably going to play next to Ruben Diaz tomorrow. So when we don't have the ball, John, Patrick, you drag John back all the way next to Diaz, if you don't mind. When we don't
I'll
have
do
the
that.
ball, right? We don't have the ball. John becomes a defender to squeeze the
Mm,
line and break and squeeze and basically give no space, right?
mm,
When we have the ball, John steps into midfield to make a box,
mm,
right? Right? Because we want to be able to win the ball back in possession quickly and then press forward. Now,
mm,
Benzema is a ghost. He likes
mm,
to drop away from Vini Jr. and Rodrigo. So Benzema is
mm,
always inside that box, right?
mhm,
So imagine Benzema being in the middle of that box, surrounded by 3 or 4 people with Kroos
mm,
and Modric, right? So because of that, this box, I think it's what you can use to basically stifle that ghost run, that false nine run. Because even without the ball, you have the coverage of 3 center backs covering.
mm,
So which means that if Madrid want to commit players forward and try to do 3v3 or 4v3, all of a sudden there's going to be a hole in midfield, and you have De Bruyne, Rodri, Gundogan, whoever it is playing that midfield to basically try to win the ball back and transition with Erling Haaland. This is the
mm,
same box, guys, that we used against Arsenal at the Emirates,
mm,
where we had 31, 32% possession
mm,
and still scored 3 goals because the box can win the ball and then transition quickly to the front three: Grealish, Bernardo, and Haaland. And we know what Haaland can do in transition. Kevin's going to play this game because he's the perfect transition guy. I
mm,
expect him to play, right? The battle for me will be between Walker, who is going to play, should play,
mm,
and Vinny Jr. Now,
yeah,
speed for speed, I think Walker smokes him,
mm,
or at least matches him. The question would be, is Walker going to be switched on enough to know when to stay, when to go?
mm,
And what the
mm,
Walker must not do is stay
mm,
too tight to him.
yeah,
So if you watch the Osasuna game yesterday, the problem that defender was having was that he
mm,
was staying too tight to Vinicius Jr. So when Vini would get the ball, he would spin him and start running, and then he leaves him for dead.
mm,
It was the same thing that happened to Fernandinho last year. That
yeah,
goal that Vini scores. He was at the
yes,
halfway line. He was too close to Vinicius Jr. And when Vini now spanning behind, he was off. Nobody could catch him. And then
mm,
Laporte closed the gap. So Walker has to give him enough room, right, to be able to not just overtake him, but to get the ball and begin the pass again for the hole that Vini is going to leave on that left side.
mhm,
What do I mean? Because if you get the ball from Vinicius Jr. in transition, which you can do,
mm,
when you turn back around, there's a big hole behind Vinicius Jr. to where Camavinga is,
mm,
which means that Madrid have to cover that hole. If Madrid try to
mm,
cover that hole, then Kevin's going to be free. Walker has to make the
mm,
pass. Then
mm.
transition is on.
Okay.
Okay. Now, I hope it's not just too much information for you guys out there, but we're trying to go through what may happen in the game, what could happen, what are those strengths, what are the weaknesses. Also, um, let's not forget that we also have Militao's out for the game.
Yeah, Meta is out. So it's gonna be Rudiger and Alaba.
Yeah, it's probably going to be Rudiger and Alaba.
Mm.
So it's going to be those two against
Can,
probably.
can, can I can I ask something as you're saying this? Here's my thing, right? So do we press in a 4-4-2? Because why I'm asking that is
Yes, we do.
every time we're pressing, De Bruyne is next to Haaland.
Yes. Yeah. So if you get
Okay, so when we press, does
Mhm.
it go like this?
When we
And
press
then
out of possession.
yeah.
Right?
So like what I have noticed is it goes it goes something like this when we press. I have seen this before where Gundo will remain here, right? But Kevin De Bruyne goes next to Haaland and
You know,
press, and these
when we don't have
and have you noticed these two? They stay
yes,
like
yes,
yeah, yeah.
yes. So
So what
when we don't
happens?
have
What
the
up?
ball,
Yeah, go
when
ahead.
we
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
have the ball, what we do is that move Rodri next to Gundogan. Move him next to
yeah,
Gundogan. Okay, move him next to Gundogan. Yeah,
yeah,
right there. Right. We literally press for now because the back line moves up, but we actually press
yeah.
in a 4-4-2. Right.
Mm,
We try to block the wide areas. We try to
mm-hmm,
put two holding right there, and then
mm-hmm,
Stones and all the defenders they actually press them to a 4-4-2. This is what we like to do. When we
mm,
have the ball, we now switch to a
yeah,
3-box-3 or a four
yeah,
three three.
mm,
Right, that's kind of what we do. So you have
yeah.
Grealish and Bernardo tucking in to cover those spaces
Yeah,
between
but
Haaland and
I've noticed recently also Bernardo and Grealish don't go far front, so it's Haaland and De Bruyne who keep
yeah,
running,
yeah.
and
And
then somehow when the other team starts moving the ball, that's when Grealish gets activated and Bernardo. But they are always minding the where they go for the first time. It's only
yeah,
in attack when John Stones goes into midfield. I've
right,
noticed that's when Grealish and Bernardo have got the freedom to go and join the attack and overload the sides.
right. So what I expect. So in this kind of if we do when we're defending with a 4-4-2, what I know what Madrid are going to do.
Mm,
Two things they're going to try and do. Right, they're going to try and switch the ball from the
mm-hmm,
right side, right,
mm.
all the way to Vinny Jr. to try and isolate Walker 1v1 with Vinny Jr.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what they're going to try and do. Right? Which means probably Akanji, Diaz, Stones will probably be there on and Walker will probably be the back four. That's what they're going to try and
mm,
do. Or
mm,
they're trying to switch the ball. Kroos will try and switch the ball from all the way from his left side all the way to the right side, which is going to be Rodrigo.
mm,
That's what they're going to try and do.
mm.
Right? If that doesn't work right with Rodrigo because they played last week, they're going to bring in this guy Asensio, who has
Yeah,
very very long, he has good long range shots.
yeah.
You know, so it's going to be a tactical game, but City know how to go away to big games and at least get a result. Result may
Yeah.
be a draw, maybe a win, or may just be a one goal difference, and then come back to the
Hmm.
Etihad and do the job.
Yeah.
Basically.
I wouldn't mind a 2-1, to be honest.
Yeah, but let's look at the comments. Let's see what the guys out there have to say.
Okay, so Blue Dudley says, "Hi Blues, how you doing, Dudley? Guys, I hope you're enjoying this in-depth analysis. We're gonna go deep into this. We are yet to talk to a lot of things. I know some people don't like the tactical side, but me and Carl, we built our channels based on going into tactics. So we always speak pure football here. That's why when you have got a question, ask in the comments and say, what do you mean by that? If you've got something smart also to tell us because you might also have information that we don't know. So we're here to learn from each other. Shout out says the Blue Studio. Big up to you, Blue Studio Abdullah. I am I'm even far more confident of us beating Madrid than I was when we beat Bayern. Vini is the only outlet for Madrid. We close him down. There is nothing they can do. Vini, Carl, let me speak on this.
Yeah.
Vini was closed out with Girona, and as soon as
Oh
Girona
yeah, yeah, yeah,
closed
yeah.
Vini, I noticed Rodrigo did nothing. Benzema did nothing. As soon as Vini was locked down, do you see a situation where because we're going to play Bernardo Silva and Walker that side, they're going if they lock down Vini might have struggles now.
Madrid's challenge is going to be if Bernardo plays on that side, how does Camavinga deal with him?
Yeah.
Because Bernardo is, I mean, if it was Mahrez, I would say, okay, that's a little easier because we know what he's going to do. Bernardo's unpredictable. Bernardo was basically marking Koeman and who was the left back and Alfonso Davis.
Mm-hmm.
Now, think about that for one moment, right? Bernardo Silva on the right side was dealing with two players with extreme
Mm-hmm.
speed,
Yeah. But he still managed.
and he still managed. In fact, he
Mm.
dribbled them many, many times. He was one of the best
Yeah.
players.
Now, do you know who? Okay, this is my thing. Basically, Camavinga has been great this season, and Carl, that's another threat Madrid have. Carl, this Camavinga kid is what's when you say when you buy something and you taste it and you say this is what's on the box.
Yeah.
Carl, there's talent in this world.
Yes.
Camavinga is talent,
Yes.
and fair play to Madrid for getting him for free. Carl, this kid is talented. He
Yeah.
knows how to. Angelotti has started tucking him in, so he plays as a left back, but he tucks into midfield. Carl, I sat there, I was watching Camavinga. I was like, if only Pep got hold of Camavinga. Carl, he's a dream.
I love him. I
He
love the
can
kid.
he can
I've
play
always
as an attacking mid. He can play as attacking mid. He can play as a left back,
yeah.
a right back. He can play as a center back. He can play as a CDM. He can play every position.
When he was in France, I looked at him and said, I would love this
Mm,
kid.
yeah.
I would love for us
I
to
know,
get this
but
kid.
he had he remember he thought Pogba was going to Madrid, so he had his sights on Madrid too.
Yeah,
So,
but the issue with
but big
him,
up
right,
to him. Yeah,
and I watched him yesterday against Osasuna. He
yeah.
struggled. He struggled.
Mm, mm.
He struggled. Now, that's maybe he's young, it takes time to adapt, but I'm imagining, you have Walker and Bernardo Silva, and then Kevin De Bruyne is going to float. Kevin's going to float in that right space. He's going to attack that space.
Mm-hmm,
That's what they're going to do, right? They're going to target Kamavinga on that right hand side, or the
mm.
left, our right, their left hand side, because that's the weakness, and that's also where I believe Alaba will be, and then it's going to be 1v1 of Rudiger versus Haaland, right? Rudiger's going to try and be Rudiger, rough and tumble, but Erling Haaland, I think, I expect Erling Haaland to do the business. And then Jack versus Carvajal, which should be interesting. The battle again will be midfield. Kroos, Modric, and what's that boy's name? The boy from Uruguay. What's his name again? Valverde, right? Will be in the midfield. And then it's going to be De Bruyne, Rodri, and Gundogan. It should be an interesting battle between that three. And then the back four takes care of itself as well. So it's tactical. It's games of 2 games. And Courtois will try and have a blinder. You just have to be
Yeah.
patient.
Yeah, let me continue the comments. Thank you for Katuta for that. Big up, guys. Like the vid. If you're enjoying this sort of tactical analysis, guys, let us know. Let us know. Let us know. The intro was dramatic. The outro is also gonna be dramatic. I have my man Veta driving his Uber as we speak. So we'll get him in a few minutes after he drops out the passenger there. Okay, so Cancelo is also a liability defensively against Madrid. He was getting cooked by Rodrigo. That
Yeah,
is true.
yeah.
Hopefully Ake can deal with him. I hope Ake will. I saw Ake smiling today with Grealish, so it looks with Dia. So maybe Ake looks like he's okay. This time I think Kamavinga will start at left back for Madrid. He's been starting at left back. I think Mendes is out of favor. To be honest with you, guys, I know Madrid fans don't like Mendes. I will still take him off their hands. He's a very smart player. I think he's just had very unfortunate injuries, but I think City can fix him. Karl, that's just me because I think it's because every time he comes back, they keep playing him. But I think Mendes is a talented player because, oh my God, I've watched him play. Uh, this time, I think Kamavinga will start at left back for Madrid. You might be surprised by my take, but if I were a Madrid fan, Valverde, Tchouameni, Kroos would be my midfield by dropping Modric. They are not going to drop Modric. They are actually not in favor of Tchouameni. Believe it or not, uh, guess what? Angelotti has actually gone back to the trusted midfield. He actually pays Tony Kroos and Modric and Valverde. I think that's his preferred midfield. Cancelo at the Bernabeu started the collapse after we conceded his weakest
Yeah,
mentality, which
yeah, yeah,
we have to come to learn. And once
yeah,
we were one down, his head was gone. He
yeah,
passed a Madrid to allow. He passed it to a Madrid
yeah. I
to
remember.
allow.
I
Yeah,
remember that. I remember
yeah.
that. Well done, McLaren.
Motunda.
Well
Yeah,
done.
big up to you, Miss Melina. How you doing, Miss Melina? Guys, go subscribe to our channel. Very good Arsenal fan. Two deep midfielder. Okay, two deep midfield beat-up options of Tchouameni Kroos will be needed to avert bypass City press. Also, the transition to each other's roles seamlessly. I know, but the Tchouameni is not being played. Carl, maybe Tchouameni be played, but
The
he's
funny
been
thing
dropped.
is I studied that game again.
Mm,
The Osasuna game. I spent time actually looking. I mean, the details of that game.
mm,
If you go back and watch the game, Madrid don't really keep the ball for long. They play very
mhm,
vertical,
mhm,
right? They like to switch the play quickly to Vinny or to Rodrigo. To Benzema does his ghost runs. They don't really. In fact, I would even say that while they had possession,
mm,
majority of the possession, Osasuna's possession to me was even more was sharper. They just couldn't finish.
mm.
They
They
just
just,
couldn't
do you know
finish.
what? They lacked, what we said is they lacked quality.
Yeah, they didn't have the
That's
quality
what they
to
lacked, yeah.
finish. Now there was one
Yeah.
finish that they scored, but they didn't have the, had that final third killer instinct. They didn't have that. And
Mm.
against Madrid, if you don't have that against Madrid, they'll punish you.
They'll punish you.
Yeah.
They were saying Nabri, yeah, we thank you very much, the studio. Luca says, hey, how you doing, Luca? There's a nice comment here by McLovin. How poet, and I know this poetic is it how the box midfield was created in response to the very same game we're building up towards Real Madrid in a UCL semi-final. It is poetic. because we've been talking about it, that I think he's been practicing for Madrid. I think all this is for Madrid. All this was a trap for Madrid. Carl has just explained that it's because Benzema was ghosting and causing issues, and Pep wanted to
Well, I
trap
mean,
him in
I
that
mean,
box.
Patrick, so yesterday I posted something on online to everyone. I mean, I always like to go back to the future, and our title here
Mm,
is "Back to the Future." To understand
mm,
what's going to happen in the future, you have to go back and
mm.
study. So I went all the way back to Barcelona, all the way back to 1992. I believe 92 or
Wow.
so, right?
Did the spaceship take you that far?
Oh yeah, I went all. I had a time machine, right? And I went
Yeah.
back and I watched Johan Cruyff with Pep Guardiola, with
Hmm.
Tiki Begiristain, with
Hmm.
Michael Laudrup, with Ronald Koeman win the first Champions League for Barcelona,
Hmm.
the first one. And I asked the question, what system did they play to control the game and win their very first UCL? And guess what system they played? The 3-4-3. Not with traditional fullbacks, but with three center backs, a diamond or box, and then a front three with a Haaland type kind of number nine, not a false nine in Michael Laudrup. So to understand where Pep is going, so you have to go to the past. Pep always goes back to the days, 1940s, to go and watch Hungarian football to understand what they've done. Go back and watch that. They played a 3-4-3, which gave them control, which they won many titles on, and they won their very first UCL. So I think he's been practicing and playing this all the way. And Rico Lewis was a catalyst for this, Patrick, because Rico Lewis demonstrated how you can play this system perfectly, which is what Stones and Walker have now learned. And now they're implementing. You're on mute.
To be honest with you, I think because Stones was injured, but Stones could have easily done this. I think he was just injured. Remember, he was
Mhm.
off, he was injured, but Stones could have got this right away. But I appreciate, I remember I said in the last show, I think Rico Lewis was used as a charge to show people that sometimes a player has to understand instructions and instructions can work. So it is poetic, as McLavin says. Big up at Pitch Points for the wonderful insights. Can we get his socials? I'll send you his socials in a few minutes. Walker is the best right back possible to take care of Vinny Jr. Last season, Vinny
Yes.
Jr. had zero to four success, 0 out of 4 successful dribbles against him. And remember, Walker man marking Mbappe successful at the World Cup. Walker was not fully fit against Vini. I was telling the Real
Yes.
Madrid fan, I was like, that Walker was on painkillers and he
Yeah.
he just played because he just wanted to help the team.
Yeah.
That was another fully fit. FIFA says, love, big up to you, FIFA. Have you gone to Madrid? I've seen some people have gone to Madrid. Big up to you, Daps, and big up to you, Big Steve. I saw your pictures. You guys are in Madrid. Big up to you. I don't know if Mankinian Way is in Mankinian Way. Are you in Madrid? Let me know. I low-key want us to play a front three of Grealish, Foden, Haaland, Foden. Wow. Foden will smoke Kamavinga at the left back. I will leave out Gundo and start a midfield of Bernardo, Rodri, and KDB. There is a reason why you're going to see a lot of Bernardo Silva in big games in the
Mhm.
UCL.
Mhm.
We're going to explain that in a few minutes.
Mhm.
There's a reason why, like,
Mhm.
look, Foden will kill Kamavinga. Kamavinga is good, but Foden will give him a whole difference because Foden doesn't stay on one position, isn't it, Carl? It's
Yeah.
fast. You'll kill him. But the thing is, when Kamavinga takes the ball and goes the other way and loads up with Vinny, I don't know if Foden
Well,
sometimes
I
is
mean,
struggling. But
let's explore that just a little bit. Think about
mm,
the fact that Bernardo Silva played against Bayern Munich against Alfonso Davies, who's probably the quickest
and
left back in
Coman.
world
Mm,
football, and Kingsley Coman, no,
mm,
Leroy Sané on that side.
mm,
Think about that for 1 minute. Here's a guy who can press two people with one movement.
mm.
Wasn't played against Leeds because we're trying to rest him, given it. So
Yeah.
while Foden is great
I, I,
in
enjoy, I
doing that,
enjoyed the fact that he wasn't played. I think he was put at the
yes,
end, but it wasn't much. It was
yeah,
like
it was
five
a couple of
minutes.
minutes. But I enjoy Phil Foden's ability to dribble. But if you're going to play away in the Champions League semi-final, I think you need to have the Bernardo factor
Mm.
on that right side.
And Gundo somehow has to be in there because he also helps control the midfield.
He's the one that I worry about the most.
Mm.
But you're right. He can control that midfield, and then De
Yeah,
Bruyne.
yeah. Can I say something? I used to get worried about Gundo, but I've started thinking, as much as sometimes we feel he's not actually there, Carl, I have
Mhm.
noticed without him we lack something. I've noticed when it's Bernardo Silva and De Bruyne, and Gundo isn't there. It's just Rodri. We lack something, Carl. There's something that's lacking. I don't get it what it is. But now I was watching our games with Gundo and Bernardo as a right winger, but Gundo in the middle with everybody. Do you know what he does? He helps in recycling the ball. And
Yeah,
what I've noticed about him, we know that we always hype Bernardo Silva for press resistant. Gundogan has got this other thing where he takes the ball, Carl, and turns. And my God, Carl,
yeah,
that guy is
yeah.
a footballer. I understand.
Well,
I think for the reason why Pep bought him first, I think that was his alternate or that was his ultimate DM.
yeah.
But
Well,
it's just because
I mean,
Gundo had the injury. I think then he was like,
yeah.
I don't think he can last for long here.
There's another reason why Ilkay Gundogan has been so good this season. Not with the
Mm,
goals, but with his play and his control.
yeah.
Is because we're playing a box midfield of Stones and Rodri, De Bruyne and Gundogan. We have the protection of Stones and Rodri behind Gundogan.
Hmm.
So even if he loses the ball, we have the ability to win it back quickly with those two number sixes who are playing that double six and win the
Hmm.
ball. So we allow Gundogan to express himself on the ball with his control and his passing and his
Mm,
creativity, while Kevin
mm,
can do the more dynamic transition, ball in the box kind of movement.
mm.
It really is interesting.
It
So
is exciting.
so the question will now be: how does if Madrid play a 4-3-3? How do they cope with the box? Because we will have one extra player in midfield. They have three, it's a 4-3-3.
Yeah, how do they cope with that? But the Kamavinga tucks it into midfield.
Yeah, but if he cuts into midfield, then if Bernardo gets him behind, what's he going to do? Which is why
But no,
I
this is a question for we also have got John Stones going to midfield. So why is our system working better than Madrid's, which Madrid also have an extra man in midfield by Kamavinga attacking in?
I don't know. Maybe it's just different competitions. Maybe it's because we have Guardiola, who maybe knows how to play it better than they do. They play a
Mm,
4-3-3.
mm,
Maybe we have younger players who are faster on the ball. I
mm,
mean, Madrid have they're European champions, so they're a fantastic team. Don't get me wrong. But what they
mm,
like to do, if you watch the game yesterday against Osasuna, they like to go in transition. They love to go from Militao or from Carvajal straight to Vinicius Junior on that side
mm.
and isolate the player 1v1. He runs behind, taps the ball in, and Benzema's there to go score. Or
Mm.
Rodrigo. That's the play.
So whoever is also watching Rodrigo has to make sure to watch him because he keeps getting into those positions at the
Yeah,
back of the post.
he drifts out wide and he comes back in. So what you
Mm,
notice with him is that he will drift out wide, but when he gets to the penalty box line of the opposition, he cuts into that line. He uses that line as a reference to come into the box and then wait for that cross from Vinny into the penalty spot to hit it.
mm.
So if Aki or Kanji are going to play left back, they have to watch those runs. They have to watch those runs. That's what they have to do.
Okay, grand. Okay, so let me continue these comments. Mankinian Way says, "Good evening, yo. Good evening, guys. Go subscribe to Mankinian Way. Big up to you." Mankinian Way says, "Smash that button." Thank you very much, Martin. Yes, Martin says, "McLovin." Martin says, 1-1 away, then 3-1 whole tie. I doubt it with the 1-1. It's just Madrid and City. I don't know. A 1-1 game. I
Well,
doubt it.
and Martin has a point though. But let's think about the envelope of City versus of Real Madrid. So, in
Mm,
people's minds, right, recent history, they think that Madrid beat us every single time. The
mm.
reality, we played 6 games against them. We've
Wait,
lost two.
baby. Let me share it. Let me share it. It's right
Yeah,
here. It's right here.
right. We played
I
six
found
games
it.
in recent history, right? We played 6 games against them. We've lost two, won
Mhm,
four.
mhm,
Okay,
mhm,
the one we lost was the 1-0 with Pellegrini
mm.
away.
Yeah, on goal by Mangala. No, it was
On
at
goal,
home. On goal by Mangala.
yeah.
I think so.
Mangala on
Okay, so
goal.
so here it is. It's 3 wins for Madrid, 3 wins for City, and then 2 draws.
Okay, so they're probably going back to the beginning from 19 maybe 2001. So I'm talking about recent history from like the
Mm,
Pellegrini era to the Pep era.
mhm,
Right? If you think about that, if Pep has played them 4 times, right?
mhm,
He's lost one game.
mm. That's the game that they came back at the Bernabeu.
Yes. The other 3 games, we won the one 4-3. We won the other two 2-1, 2-1. Remember the 2-1, 2-1 away at the Bernabeu during
Mhm.
COVID? Right. So he's
Yeah,
played 4. He's lost one. In fact, he's played 5. It's a friendly that we also won 4-1. Remember that friendly in Los Angeles that we won 4-1?
yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Yeah. So Pep has played Madrid with City 5 times, has won 4 and only lost 1. And the one we lost was by one goal margin. So so it's interesting. Now, if you go back to the Pellegrini era or before then in 2012, yes, we played Madrid. I think we lost 3-2, and then it was 1-1 or so. But Pep has a good record against his team.
Yeah, he does. He does. Okay, let me just read it. Thank you very much, Ali, for the super chat. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, Ali. Mancunian Ways, much the likes and support the panel. Big up to you, Blue Family. Thank you
That's a
for the super
$5
chat
max.
also.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah, big up to you for the super chat. We welcome Veta. Veta, how you doing, man? Professor Gundo has been going through the tactics of this game. We're still cooking as we speak. Well, we've spoken about the issues that we had in the last game. He's also touched upon the fact of the box, that the reason for this box might be for Benzema because he keeps drifting and he was causing trouble for teams like PSG, City, Chelsea by drifting in and pulling on some of the defenders. But he was also acting like a ghost because you never know what Benzema is doing. That's why maybe he keeps walking, leaves space for Vinicius and Rodrigo. So that's what the box is there for. Now, let me just obviously let's take it away from the tactics. What's your feeling yourself, Veta, on this game? Looking at this game, did you watch this Osasuna game, or you're like, nah, I don't really want to be deceived by Madrid's league form? I'll just speak on this as a UCL team. So, how do you see this going on Tuesday?
Yeah, well, I mean, first things first. Amazing, amazing channel, and amazing topic. Like I had to listen to the breakdown because the level of detail is key here. Because and I've said this privately, I'm gonna say it publicly. When this level of breakdown is done, there's an extra level of calmness for me at least. So shout out to you guys for it.
Yeah, big up, yeah.
Um, I looked at the game, and obviously recent form. I was kind of like, you can see Real Madrid. They're not necessarily looking at their league and trying to upset what Barcelona are doing. You look at the Copa del Rey, and obviously, yeah, they put a stronger team there, and they went out for it. But was the level of competition really challenging them? I have my doubts, but everything that was just explained earlier in the show, and if you're anyone tuning in right now, make sure to go back and listen to it. But when Karl was talking about what Benzema did individually, moving within those spaces, making himself like an extra player within build up and then getting into threatening positions, allowing for his wing play or his wing players to be threatening. I'm I keep thinking about what we do as City, and what we do as City isn't limited to just our wing play, but the fact that we get KDB, the fact that we get Gundogan getting in those threatening positions, my confidence is there where I think it's going to be such a team effort with regards to control, but also with regards to attack. Because I think those spaces, and again, I'm not jinxing anything. I'm knocking on wood. Their midfield don't pose those same threats. So that's
Mm.
why I'm kind of eager to see what answers they have for us. Like what will they try to do defensively against us? Because I think we pose a little more threats in terms of players that are going to be in threatening positions. So I'm really confident with that, and I think the the way we've managed bodies and the bodies that are going to be available. Ake, I think I heard you say smiling. Maybe he's going to be available, but even with regards to trust for anybody to step up, I have it there. I have it there, and this is something that each player's been building up. I think we pose more threats to them, and they're going to have a lot to have to try to answer for in this first leg. So I'm excited. I'm excited going into it. We're going to have a lot more to talk about this show and tomorrow before this game on Tuesday. But
Yeah.
this breakdown's got me nice and calm.
The two words that will decide if we win this game, this tie or not, and the two words are overloads and mentality. I explain what I mean by that. This game is going to be won by who's overloading the best. And what I mean by that is the fact that you overload an area of the field where you see a perceived weakness to force the error and go and score a goal. I think the overloads for us will be on the right side. I think that
No.
City are going to target Camavinga with Bernardo Silva, that Kevin De Bruyne.
Mm.
Now against Arsenal at the Emirates,
Why,
the
why, why,
overload.
why, why wouldn't you target the cover? Is it because Rodrigo tracks back?
No, because Camavinga is not a natural left back.
Oh.
He's stepping in, and this is not playing Osasuna or playing Girona. This is playing City, who are at a different level. So you always try to expose. Now that could be one overload. Another area of overload could be central defense with Rudiger and Erling Haaland and De Bruyne, just like the way that we did against Arsenal at the Etihad, where we said, okay, De Bruyne, you play the 9, Haaland, you play the 10, ball comes in, ping it across him, running behind. So overload is going to be where Madrid are going to do the same thing. Madrid are going to try and target Akanji on the left side. They're going to try and overload Akanji on that side or Walker. That's what they're going to try and do. So overloads will determine where this game is won. The other word I want to talk about, what determines this game for me, is mentality. And here's what I mean. The question for the City players is, are you ready to win the Champions League? Because player for player, you're better than them. Maybe one or two players, maybe Modric. I would take Haaland over Benzema every single day.
Yeah.
Maybe Rodrigo on the right-hand side. Maybe Vinny Jr., right? But that's it. I'm not taking Rudiger. I'm not taking Carvajal. No. Or Alaba. I'm not taking them. Give me Diaz and give me Stones. Kroos. Nah, I ain't taking Kroos over Kevin De Bruyne. Hell no. So the question becomes, are you ready to win this competition? Which is why I've been very heavy with even my friends in our fan base that, guys, we have to believe this is coming to us. All of us. Now, whether we win it or not, I don't know, right? But I'm not going to shortchange myself with fear and with doubt and with fear. No, I'm going to believe. And even if we don't get through, we tried and we'll go again next year. But the players have to. That's why when Bernardo comes out and says, we respect Madrid, but we have no fear, he's ready. Are you following me, guys? In his mind, it switched from, it's Madrid. What if no, he wants to win it. I respect you, but I don't fear you. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Let's go.
The thing I also want to keep in mind too, which I'll be paying attention to, is also the pace of the game. Like it's going to be, how are we going to be pacing ourselves defensively? Like, are we going to be like pressing them to release the ball? Or are we going to more so guide them into spots where we want to set traps? And then it's also, are we going to, again, make them have to defend us, move that ball around, see how they shift and take our spots? Or is it going to be a little up and down? I think we're going to control the pace in a very favorable way. And we've been seeing that the last few games. Like, the confidence amongst the players and the system is just there. So there's not this game. The days aren't going to fly quick enough. I want it to be Tuesday already.
Yeah, look, I've never wanted a day to come on like this Tuesday. Let me just see the comments because there's a lot of comments, guys. There's a lot of comments, so I can't really keep track.
Let's spend time in the comments, Patrick. Let's just read the comments.
Yeah. I'll spend time. Ali says we need to trash Madrid. Big up both legs. Big up to you, Ali, and thank you for the super chat. I feel like Walker should get tight because he has that recovery pace, Karl.
That's fair. It's fair. Yeah, I'm just worried a little bit about if he gets too tight and there's no cover. Give him a yard.
Yeah, he doesn't need. Yeah, give him a yard.
Don't you think the cover being John Stones or Akanji or Diaz is much faster?
No, because then Benzema's going to ghost run. That's the problem.
Oh, okay. I get it.
Right? That is not. It's not. Vinny is not the problem. It's the ghost run from Benzema that's the problem. Oh, somebody has to watch that. See, are you following me, guys? Just to be clear, Vinny is not the issue. Right? Vinny is the catalyst for the Benzema run, the ghost run. So if you stay too tight, you lose him. Bang, he's in. He goes across the ball. And yesterday, Rodrigo.
Okay.
Vinny went to behind, passed the ball. Rodrigo is there to score twice. That's what I'm saying. Give him a yard. Give him 2 yards. Okay, when he starts.
Okay. So. Yeah, that's what Walker is good at, letting you run and then letting you think as if you've beaten him and he catches up to you. I think Madrid's challenge is how are they going to stop KDB? He is our most dangerous player. Last season at the Etihad, they couldn't stop him without Casemiro. That's a good one. Rooney said, and I agree with him on Tuesday, we're smoking Real Madrid, period. The confidence, I'm loving it. It's almost very similar to the box system we use. Yeah, true. I think you're talking about the Madrid formation. McKinnon Way says Pep talk about how he learned from Cruyff to Fernandinho when he was leaving, how he has learned a lot of his tactics from the great Cruyff. That's true, yeah. I think that's his mentor anyway. With Haaland, Pep won't tinker like he did in the past. Haaland provides the focal point. That's true. That's true. That's true. Haaland actually makes things straightforward because I think the tinkering was mostly because of not having a striker. Rodrigo embarrassed our Diaz last season. That's Diaz was coming from an injury. By the way, guys, Diaz was coming from an injury.
Mm.
Don't know if you guys can hear me.
You froze for you there?
Mhm.
Vader, you there?
Yeah, I'm there, but
I-
yeah, I thought it was me earlier in the show. That's why I
No,
didn't join
Patrick
right away.
Patrick froze for a minute. Patrick, your internet,
Back
fix it.
from jury. Oh, did I
Okay,
freeze for a
there you
minute? Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I don't know what's wrong. I think I do know what I think is
You
going
went
on with
back.
my
Are you
You
internet.
went
are you
back
I
to
think
Malawi?
it's the
Are you
rain.
Malawi?
No. It's the rain outside. The rain is causing issues.
Okay.
Greetings to the house, greetings to you. Owens, how you doing? No, mate. I can't go at the moment due to my parents, mate. Next season, I'm doing Europe away days. Can't wait. Oh, I think you're talking about the Madrid when I asked him. Now, big up to you anyway. I think Pep won't be naive against Madrid again. In some moments, we probably sit back and let Madrid have the ball just to kill them on the counter with Haaland
Yeah.
and KDB when we
Yeah.
win the ball. Yeah, that's very
And
smart.
Patrick, I can
Big
read
up
some
to
comments as well. I can read some as well. Just post them out readers. We can take a break back and forth. I want
yeah,
us
yeah,
to
yeah.
read just all the
Yeah,
comments.
yeah,
So
yeah. Big up to you again for the €5. Yeah, there
yeah,
you go. You can
Martina
take
always
over.
says smash like and support the panel blues. Katuta, Gundo is our only midfielder who puts himself in good scoring positions. That's true, not bad. Daniel says Gundo is underrated, even by your own fans. I agree with you, Daniel. He's underrated. We need to appreciate
Yeah,
that.
I was fighting the few fans when they say he's not captain material. Disappointed,
What is
but
captain
anyway,
material? Is it somebody that shouts or
I
somebody
don't
that?
get it. I get it. And then somebody was posting his video where he
I mean,
was talking to
seriously,
the
guys, come
team,
on.
saying, "Oh, he doesn't even have the voice for it. You don't have to have the
Aston Villa
voice."
at home. Aston Villa last game of the season last year. What did he do? Scored the goals that took us to the championship. That's captain material, man. Captains don't have to shout. Captains perform. That's what they do. Sub 2 says, pick ups Martin. Next one. Let's go. McLovin, when KDB gets man marked by Fred Kante, things usually go wrong. Okay. Next one. High trouble.
They can't man mark KDB.
We're
If
going to
if they
win both
do,
legs.
they start
Conway,
to man
welcome.
mark
We're going to
KDB.
win those legs. Amen, brother. Pep has a good record against Real Madrid. He does. I mentioned the fact that he's played 5 times, he's won 4. If we bypass Madrid's midfield with KDB in transition, it's over for Madrid. I can't see Alaba and Rudiger catching Haaland. Yeah, how it won. I mean, Veta. There's any game Erling Braut Haaland wants to display his skills to the world, it is this game.
Yeah,
Forget
it's
about
yeah.
Leeds.
If he
Forget
wants
about
to
Leeds.
announce himself to the world, this is the game.
Oh, this is the game Erling Braut Haaland wants to announce himself. And I can
Th-
guarantee his father's talking to him.
This
His
this
father
might
is speaking to him.
this might be a game where Pep is actually going to have to tone him down. This might be a game where Pep is going to be like, "Listen, hey, young boy, you're gonna have your spots. Calm down, calm down. You're gonna have it." And he's going to be so amped up for it, man. It's like all
You
of us. We want
yeah.
we want Tuesday now.
Yeah, you saw he hit us. He says, "I'm ready for Tuesday." That's just with his first training session.
I think only lost. Yes, Martin. Pep only lost last season once. When we lost to them, it's been in the same as in the final few minutes. First, Ronaldo, then last. Yep, correct. Conway, they're going to have trouble penetrating our defense. It's not as open as it was last season. That is very, very correct. Thanks to Diaz, Stones, Akanji, £15 million Akanji. Maru says Gondo is a very smart player and he's our pre-assist man of the season. Fair? That's fair. Daniel Veta, have you successfully studied fluid UCL? It's time. Popcorn, lit, fire. FIFA says 07 Tuesday. Whoa. That's optimistic.
I hope that happens. That kills the whole time.
We reckon FA tickets will come on sale tomorrow. I don't know, but ask Martin. Martin will know more about that than I do. Foster, my heart is beating fast while consuming this information. Well, we're glad to be here for you. That's why we're here to encourage you, to make you believe. The only Madrid player I take is Valverde. Our defense is key. Our defense is going to be key. You know, the funny thing about this thing, Force, is that we've only conceded 2 goals in the UCL so far, I believe.
That's true. It's been very good. This defense is working.
One against, was it, what team was it in the round of Dortmund. That's it.
And RB Leipzig scored 1-1
Oh,
at
three
RB Leipzig
goals.
Stadium.
Three goals. Yeah, 3 goals.
Yeah.
Leipzig,
Yeah.
Dortmund, and then
And
3
Bayern.
goals.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
but
point.
those were all after when the ties were all also
Yeah.
done. Those were all
Yeah.
second
Dragon
round.
says, "How are we doing, Pat?"
I'm good, Dragonfly, man. Thank you to have you, man. I haven't seen you in a long time.
Dragon says, "If you want someone of trust to talk about Madrid, you know, okay." Okay, is he a Madrid fan? Maybe he is.
Yeah, tell me, message me on Twitter. We'll get you on so you can tell us about Madrid from your part, Dragonfly. So let me know, Dragonfly. Message me on Twitter.
Richard Kusidate, be confident, guys. At our best, we'll beat Madrid both legs. This is the key, Richard, is can we lift our game? Do we believe we can win it? It's that belief. It's that mental switch that we have to work on. But yeah, player for player, we're good enough. Go ahead.
Thanks for having me on, guys. No, I was just saying,
Yeah.
I wanted to join earlier. Family, family and life got in the way. But
Yeah, go ahead and plug in your show for tomorrow. I think you have a show tomorrow at 9:00.
I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. CIA.
Yeah.
I know,
So it's not
I know I
100%
let you
yet.
guys, I let you guys down today, but I hope you guys tune in tomorrow. CIA. I hope to have these fellas on there 9 p.m. UK time. Thanks for having me,
Safe,
guys.
man.
Safe.
Safe. I appreciate it, man. Guys, go to Veda Games. Go and subscribe to Veda Games. Search Veda Games on YouTube. You'll be able to find Veda. Big up to you, Veda, man. Look after the fam, man. Thank you. I hope everything is fine. Go ahead.
Vilton, welcome. Can't wait for this rematch. May the best team win. Absolutely, Vilton. Respect to Madrid. But guys, it's our time now. Let's try to. You've had enough. You have 13. Let's have one, Vilton. Okay? You have 13.
I think they have 14 today.
Yeah, 14. You have 14. Let's have one. Okay, let's make a deal, Vilton. Okay. Abdullahi, I just love how you guys unpack everything. I love the show better than Sky Sport. Thank you very much for this. We love you guys too. We love football. We talk about football. We have friends who also give us information as well. Twins, big up panelists. People keep piling the likes ratio. My prediction is 2-2 City first leg, and the second leg will be 3-1 City Madrid. We hope so. 5-3 aggregate. I'll take that today. I'll give you that today. Daniel, I literally can't wait for this game anymore. Daniel, buddy, you got me too. I don't know how I'm going to sleep the next 2 days. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. My son says, what? Abdullah is in this big game. The big game is all about who wants it more. We'll find out how bad your players want it. Yes, indeed. How our players, we will find out how bad they want it. Daniel says Pep didn't lose at the Bernabeu because of tactics. The players crumbled under the pressure. 100% agree. You can't score a goal, be 2 goals ahead with 3 minutes and let it slip. That's on the players, not on Guardiola.
Yeah, that was on the players. That was on the players.
It's on the players, not on Guardiola. Yep. I can tell you Madrid has prepared this game for a long time. Yep, and so have City, Dragonfly. We everybody's prepared. We're ready. You're ready. Let the best team win. And listen, guys, listen. Let's be clear, okay? I'm excited about this game, not because of the winner, because we're there. As people say, you have to be there. We're there again, semifinals again. One day, whether it's this year or another year, we're going to crack it. We're going to break that ceiling. We're there. And that's what's important. Okay. What else, Benny Patrick? Any more comments?
Yeah, there is. They keep coming so fast. There we go.
To all those Haaland missed chances versus Leeds are going in versus Madrid. I can see Haaland brace or even a hat trick. Whew. I'm pumped for this one. Bring it on. Katuta, you're right. Let's go. Twins ball says big out of context. But I want to ask all of you, how confident are you that City will sign Jude Bellingham? I think it's dead on arrival, Twins.
Yeah, let's just leave that one. Yeah.
Just leave that one. But we agree to disagree, all of us. Nam says, damn, I disagree, bro. Pep did a madness subbing off PDB and Mahrez when he thought the game was finished. Fair shout, but at the same time, 3 minutes left. Come on, you got to close the game out. But Pep has learned from that too. Conway, we can't underestimate Carvajal. His crosses are key to Madrid game. Stop them. Oh, this is what we talked about, Mr. Conway, earlier in the show. We talked about what they love to do, which is switch the play, cross to Rodrigo, Carvajal to Vinny Jr. You have to figure out how to keep the ball and stop those crosses. Absolutely 100% correct, Conway. Well done. Next comment, Patrick.
Yeah, bear with me for a minute. I'm joined by my good friend Paul, who's a Madrid fan. We'll let him in. We'll let him talk about the Madrid part in a few minutes. Yeah, go ahead.
Trouble is cooking. It's warming on the stove. We'll wait. We'll wait for after a May 19th or whatever it is. We'll wait for after that one. We'll see what happens then. Two inbox, Patrick. If you still have a long time to go on the show, I can jump on. Otherwise, wonderful chat and full of respect for panels. Thank you very much. We're here to talk football. We love it. Miss Melina, hi Conway. Melina, glad you are well. Sorry about Arsenal, but you try again next year, Miss Melina.
Oh yeah, you man.
Dragonfly, I'm really excited. It's honestly the biggest European clash the last 3 years, City versus Real. And this is the key, right? To be there on the same table, dining with Madrid, right? That is magnificent, right? It's magnificent. Whether we win it this year or not this year.
Yeah, to be honest, if every year, and I repeat this, maybe it's just for me, if every year I end up playing Madrid, I wouldn't complain. I'd rather play the European champions every year. I don't like playing, saying this thing, when during the time people are like, oh, I want to be the AC Milan side. I want to be the Inter side. No, 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 no. I would rather keep going with Bayern, Madrid, toe to toe. And if they beat us, they beat us. If you go through, you go through. So, Paul, welcome, Paul. Welcome to the channel, Paul. So, Paul, let's hear from the Madrid side. Karl, do you have any questions for Paul?
No, just what's the thought? Good afternoon. Welcome to the show, Paul. We're just having a nice, good debate here. From the Madrid side, what's the, I know Militao's out, I believe. What's the thinking around the back four and the midfield? What are you guys thinking about?
Yeah, and also, can you explain to me, because we were talking about a box in the middle of Man City where John Stones gets from defense sometimes into the box, or sometimes the right back tucks in. What's this whole thing with Kamavinga? Is he doing the same system? Is it to overload the midfield? I don't know. You tell us more.
First of all, thank you. I don't know if you can hear me well. I know my microphone sometimes shit. So
Loud and clear. Loud and clear.
Well, first of all, the thing with and thank you for having me. I've been a couple times here, and I like what you're doing here. So very interesting forum, and you made me very interested in City. By the way, I wasn't that interested before, so thank you. Having said that, the most look, the first question I would go for Kamavinga thing. It's not so much. I think it's just he's so above in terms of physical. Like, if there's one thing I do believe Madrid is going to be, with all respect, above City, is physical. How to say? Yes, it's physical attributes. Because I think Guardiola is very, and I talked about this with you, Patrick, in a group chat. We have with HH. Like, I think Guardiola is very. I don't know if you believe the same. Very. No, I don't know how to talk. Let's say he cares a lot about the tiredness of his players. I've seen him do changes, subs, trying to rotate his key players, and I remember seeing Haaland very very tired last game, and Madrid I think are arriving to the peak physical condition. Modric played like 10 minutes last game, and that is like purely a physical decision by the not by Ancelotti but by his physical training staff to keep him in perfect rhythm. So he'll probably start. Now the thing with Kamavinga, before I go to another thing, he's just so above physically that I can answer that after. He's so above physically that he can just. I do believe he tries to help in midfield, but he's also, if you see the games, he's a left back, but he's like covering three positions at once. He's doing his left back thing. A lot of times he has to track back and correct the position because he's a lot of time helping Vinicius, doing overruns, helping him in attack, which is one thing that Vinicius did not have in the other time. Vinicius had to play alone, basically, and there was many plans helping Vinicius. Now you have Camavinga. Now you have Cruz overloading that side, so you'll have more attacking problems in that side. And even though I rate Walker a lot, but I know you're strong. You're strong in the center, and you leave the spaces outside. And Vinicius knows how to explode those, even though with Walker there. So we'll see. Camavinga is just that does everything. Okay, he will cover the left back. He will help in midfield. He will do overtakes, and he will do it all well. I don't see you going through that. I don't see Bernardo going through Camavinga. Now it could happen. It's football, but he's too good in 1v1 duels, and I think Bernardo likes to take those. I don't know. I think your best bet is on the left side, on your left side with Grealish, Haaland. Carvajal is weaker. But yeah,
That's yeah. On
I
other
mean, I
question.
think I want to pick. I think Paul makes a very, very great point here, and we talked about this earlier on, Paul, where I say the battle for this game is going to be two things. One is overloads and mentality. Those are the two things, right? Who has the better overloads to exploit the weaknesses of the position, and who wants it more in their mind? Now we know the Madrids are the king of the competition. That granted, they are the kings. So if City want to upset the apple cart, they have to also believe that they belong at this level as well. That's the key. Last year at the Bernabeu, in the last 3 minutes, they didn't believe that they belonged there. They just didn't. And that's a good point about the overloads being one of the keys to this game. Well done, Paul. That's a good, very good point that we made earlier on.
and what do you,
Can I ask a question? I was about to ask one question because you talked about uh, us attacking more of the Carvajal side.
right,
I was watching your game. Does Rodrigo track back much? Because I see
a
Vinny
lot.
doesn't.
He helps a lot defending more than
Mhm.
Vinicius even, and
Mm.
that's the thing because Carvajal is the weaker right back, even though he had a last game he was great. Valverde and 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 Rodrigo do a lot of great defensive work. So it's true that yes, Carvajal alone is weaker defensively, but at the same time you have a lot of people covering that place, and that's something, and that's why, especially if Valverde and Rodrigo both play, because a lot of times they don't play at the same time, right? It's either, sorry, Valverde falls winger and Rodrigo bench, or Rodrigo starts, Valverde, I don't know, in the bench. But if they start together, it's also hard for you to get to the side, but at the same time, you have more space in the center, which you are specialists in. So I don't know what decision will Carlo take. I think he will probably play Valverde. I think he's actually the most important midfielder for him. Um, but I also think that he will play Rodrigo, and my doubt is will he play Chouameni or Camavinga as a pivot. That's what I don't know.
Yeah, you have a question here. Carl, do you want to read the question?
Yeah, the question is, welcome to the building, Paul. My question to you is, would you start Chouameni in place of Modric? So Cruz, Chouameni, Valverde in midfield. These two have the best physical, technical blend to ability pass. What would you do?
I think there's one important thing in football. Okay, football is changing. Okay, the thing about having two guys in the same position, doubling the positions, that is all thing now. Football is now having two or three specialists, and then having like a lot of people that can do various things. That's why we have Nachos, Camavinga, Rodriguez, and we have the specialist Vinicius, the specialist Modric, and the specialist, I don't know, whatever, right? Um, I think football will evolve to that. And the thing is, having that midfield, the problem is, will Chouameni be up to the task? Thank you, Daniel. Thank you. Because if you've seen games, Chouameni has been good, but not great, right? And the thing is, Chouameni would be great to deal Haaland. Without Militao, I think is the best bet. Great physicality, great 1-1, but the problem is ball playing. If you play Chouameni, he's not right now that good breaking lines. He's not that good.
Is that why Carlo keeps playing Tony Kroos? Because I was like, why is he still playing Tony Kroos till now?
I just, yeah, even I'm not. Look, I would be called a fake Madrid fan, okay? But I'm not that fan of Cruz these last seasons. I don't think he's doing. He had a good start, but I don't see him. I don't see him at the level I would like him to see. But I'd like to see from him. But
Yeah, I was also so sorry for cutting you. I was shocked to find out that you have offered him a contract.
yes, oh yes. I mean, I wouldn't have, but whatever. I guess it's because, I mean, we're going into another things like Bellingham and things, but apparently, I don't know if to believe it. Media and everything. Apparently, Bellingham would like for them to renew because he wants to learn from them 1 year at least. But I don't know. I don't know if that's true. Wouldn't be weird. But look, I would start Chouameni. I think I would start Chouameni, and then on the second half, you bring Camavinga into the pivot, and then you try to add, because Ceballos is out, right? Ceballos will not be for the first leg, and you may try to add.
Yeah, but can I ask that? Somebody put out a meme that both Madrid fans and City fans are like, does anybody really care? Does that meme mean anything? Because Ceballos, like, come on, there's names, Paul. There's names you can look and say, but Ceballos, you're like, okay, or am I
No,
wrong?
Ceballos is not that right, but I mean, Ceballos is a very good player in this season coming from the bench. He has had very good starts as well. Not him not being there means that if you start running out of midfielders at the beginning, you're gonna have less options. It's just a matter of options. Is it the best replacement for a Modric, let's say, profile, let's say? Um, but yeah, I think the starting midfield will be Valverde. I think he's too important for Ancelotti. It will be. I don't want to believe Carlo will put Cruz as a pivot. Okay, I don't want to see that. I don't want
He,
to
he,
see
he,
that. Man.
he will though. He looks like he trusts him. He looks like he trusts him. Anyway, let me just let me thank you very much, Paul. Give me a minute. Let me just go to Martin, who's just welcome there. So Martin, we've discussed a lot of things about the game. We were talking about tactics, what we've learned from the past against Madrid, mistakes we made, things that we see Madrid are strong at. Karl talked about Benzema being a ghost, where he goes into midfield, causes so much trouble, and now he explained how the box was meant to trap Benzema. And we all spoke about it, saying it looks like Pep, the whole box thing was to react to what Madrid did to us, to sort of not have Benzema causing us trouble, how Vinicius destroyed us with Rodrigo and them. We've spoken about the tactical sides. Paul came, as explained to us, the strength of Camavinga, because I wanted to hear about Camavinga because he's been incredible. And a lot of people are saying this kid is bright. I think he's going to be one of the best midfielders in the world, or whatever position he ends up playing. But yourself, Martin, how do you feel about this game, and how do you think we're going to perform in this game? Let's not forget Jack was rested, Diaz was rested, Bernardo was rested, Rodrigo was rested, De Bruyne was rested for a few games, then he was brought just to be fit because De Bruyne needs rhythm. Gundogan was rested the game before, but played this game. But my key was Bernardo being rested because Bernardo had a lot of minutes in his legs. Even Ederson
Yeah.
was rested, which is quite funny. So, how do you see us coming into this game, and how do you see we're going to play this game?
Again, very much like Arsenal, I'm very relaxed. I am very relaxed going into this tie. I mean, going back to the 3-2-2-3, when everyone was having a meltdown in January, and Karl knows what I mean, everyone was literally having a meltdown. We don't know what we're doing, blah, blah, blah.
Except you and I, Martin.
Yeah, and you've got to sit back and you've got to think, why is this going on? Why is this happening? And me and Karl and a few others said this was all people going about Pep not learning, about Pep not evolving. Pep looked at that Real Madrid game in the last 5 minutes and he went, we can't do this again. We can't keep doing this. And the Benzema thing is a great point because that's what he did in both games. He played that ghost role and he was never tracked. He was always finding the space. He was always finding the room. If you go back to the game in the Bernabeu in that first leg, because I was sat there watching it and the ball was going down to Vinny and it was straight to Benzema and everything was like a connection at all the time. And we weren't clever enough to do it, to keep up with it. And it also goes down to the mentality point. Because if you look in them games, we had Mahrez. How many open nets or squares did he miss, Karl, in the opening leg?
Don't remind me, man. Don't remind me.
But, and then you go to the first leg, you get the second leg, you get the opening goal. You have chances. Jack misses a couple, great saves by Courtois. We kept missing chances, and you could see the mentality going in the red of, no matter what we do here, we're not going to do it. And then they just mentally collapsed for 5 minutes. Very similar to what we did a few years back. The reference it in the comments when Ronaldo did what he did a few years back when Ronaldo got a couple in the last few minutes. It's always seems to be rinse and repeat when we end up at the Santiago Bernabeu. We always will in the last 5-10 minutes. I don't know why, but to me, this whole journey of a Champions League, you go back. I mean, I said it last year. You go back to that Atletico Madrid game. You know, the way we performed, the way we behaved, the way we weren't going to take no crap from anybody in that game. You bring it onto the Real Madrid. Yeah, we got beat. Now you look at this season, the maturity of those 2 games against Bayern Munich. the mentality of those two games against Bayern Munich. I've never seen the Etihad bounce on a Champions League night like that. I've never seen it. And it bounced. And I just think this time they've got the real mentality and the real belief. Let's put it on, we generally know what 11's going to go out now. Most of us can all sit here and choose the 11 who's really going to go out. We know Bernardo's going to be on the right. We know Grealish on the left. We know Haaland in the middle. The only one is probably a Akanji. But personally, I'm quite happy. I'm quite comfortable with a Akanji out on one, either at the left-hand side or the right. I'm happy with either. I get more worried with a Akanji when he's in the centre.
And just
If I'm honest with you.
right. So this nuance that Martin just brought up, and you and I should talk about it, Patrick, right? Akanji has his bozo gene come alive when he's in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
He can't decide whether to stick or twist, and he's in between no man's land and he loses track. Think United, that goal we concede. Think Leeds United again yesterday. That bozo gene comes on when he's in the middle and has to be the leader of the back line. When he doesn't have to be the leader of the back line and he's to the left or right, he's absolutely fine. Physicality, speed, power, and all that kind of stuff. That's a good point I wanted to just highlight there.
No, it's fine. And it is, we all went into that Munich game. We were like, Akanji. And everyone starts worrying. No. And we've looked at other games. Akanji, for 50 million quid, is actually a bargain in what he has actually done when you look throughout the season. Yeah, he's basically had his brain farts. But name me a player who hasn't had his brain farts. This season, we have a difference. Erling Braut Haaland. He's beyond world class. He's not even in the world class category. He's above it in his own little category.
Martin, I want to ask Paul. Paul, what's your perspective? What's the vibe from Madrid about Erling Haaland in terms of coming to the Bernabeu on Tuesday? I'm just curious. Now that Martin's talking about, what's the vibe? What's the?
Everyone got Haaland as the main danger. I think the main danger from City is that partnership between De Bruyne and Haaland. That's the main threat that is seen. That's the thing that frightened us, because I will say that one thing that I see in both sides, I don't know if you agree, but just Martin just said it. Like, everyone is too relaxed, right? I can tell you, some Real Madrid fans are nervous. I'm sure some City fans are, but in general, it's like everyone is more relaxed than last time. Everyone trusts their team a lot. I will say, I don't know. I do think City with Haaland now have a different. Well, I know aura is almost a meme to this day, but like has a different aura. Has like more killer, like more, I don't know, more dangerous, more.
Yeah. Paul, sorry for cutting you. You're right, because the other City was passing you to death. They were passing you.
Exactly.
They kept passing, and you're like, my God, stop the passing. I know it's beautiful football, but it was passing. Go ahead.
Yes, and now what I see is that even though I agree with that, I don't know if you want to get the game, and I don't think Guardiola will want to get the game to a emotional side. Because look, again, I know I'm a Real Madrid fan. I obviously favor mine, but if the game gets into chaos or transitions, I don't think City necessarily will have the advantage. I think we have the better transitions. Now, obviously, you have very good counter with De Bruyne, with Haaland. Especially without Militao, without that speed, Haaland can do a lot of damage. But I do think there will be a plan for him. So I agree, City is a much killer team now, has a more dangerous aura. It's a scary team.
Yeah.
And now, but now at the same time, I think that's again a trap. Don't bet you're winning on. Yeah. Don't bet you're gonna win on emotional side. Don't bet you're gonna win on mentality side.
Paul, maybe Martin can help me out, Paul. I don't think. I'll speak for myself. I don't think I'm confident because I think we're just gonna beat Madrid. I think for me, it's about we're here. We're playing the European champions. Win, lose, or draw. I know my team is good.
Right, but that's very fine, dandy. But if you lose, what happens? You lose the UCL.
Yeah,
That's
look,
not.
we go again next year.
That's fine. Look, I agree. That's very beautiful thing to say after you whatever has happened has happened. Okay, we lost, we accept it.
Yeah,
Imagine, okay, you could win perfectly, but
yeah.
we lost. Okay, it has been beautiful to get here. Whatever. But at the same time, that is not what the team has to be thinking. The team has to think,
No,
we're
I
going to
agree.
beat
I
Real
agree with
Madrid.
you. I agree with you. I agree with you. I concur with you. I just think from my perspective as a fan, yes, I want the Champions League, no doubt. And Martin will tell you how much I love this competition. I respect it. But at the same time, too, I'm here. Of all the English teams that have come through, we're the only one standing here in the semifinal again this year against the European champions. So it's almost like a day out, but I want to win it. And if we win it, good. If we don't win it, I'll be sad for maybe a day or two or three, but then we go again. Martin, is that the same vibe?
Was it this destiny though? I somehow, believe it or not, I said it to Carl privately. I was like, I'm telling you, regardless whatever happens to us in this UCL, we will meet Madrid. I was like, it's just destiny, and I was like, I love it, and I was telling that I love it, and it's just the fact that I would rather. This is what I said Paul at the beginning while you were here, even Martin. I don't know if Martin you were here. I was like, I would rather every year City just keep on meeting Madrid. Just keep on meeting them. Just over and over, keep meeting them. Because I don't like this thing where people in the semis they want to play Leipzig
Villarreal.
or they want to play Villarreal. Then after that, like
Yeah,
then they're like
yeah.
they're like they get to the final and they're like, yes, no, I just want us to continue. That's why I love the Bayern thing, and I love the way Bayern fans were in the chat. Respect to them telling us that our heritage is gonna slap you. I liked that. I want that. I want. It's not like I'm being cocked. It's just that I like to be tested with somebody who actually has got heritage in Europe than tested with somebody who you're knowing that we might just bulldoze them 7-0. Like, come on, the
Well, do you
players
know
need
what?
to be tested.
Do you know what, Pat? On that, I was talking to a Bayern fan, and they were shell shocked at us a little bit because everyone looks at Manchester City as this small, technical, nimble team that want to get the ball down and play the ball left and right, backwards, forwards, and it's gone very under the radar. Look at us now. Yes, we've still got that technical ability. We've slowly gone into the land of the giants as well, very unnoticed under the radar from everyone. So, it was always a case of we needed to mix it up. We were struggling. We couldn't mix it. And now, you got Ruben Diaz, John Stones, Rodri, Erling Haaland. You've got big 6-foot+ players now that if it does get a little bit boiling over a little bit, they will get involved in it. And they can rough it up if they needed to. We've now got two styles, which is something I like. And I think we've learned so much from our Champions League journeys. Because, do not get me wrong. People go on about money and we should have won this, we should have won that. Took Barcelona how long? Took the great Sir Alex Ferguson how long? Real Madrid have cracked it. Real Madrid, as Karl said, are actually the kings of this competition. And you have to respect it. But you've got to respect but not fear. And what I heard from Bayern fans after that Champions League game, they were a bit shell-shocked and they were like, we weren't expecting that from you.
Yeah, they were.
You scared us a little bit.
Yeah, Paul, they were. Do you know, Paul? Like, I don't blame them. It's just that this whole thing where people, it's famous, City board of the Champions League. Do you know, Paul, Bayern fans, after the reaction, they were writing, it's like, I can't believe you guys beat us. Like, they didn't believe it. Like, it was,
I'm sorry.
they had that shock. Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
To be honest, I don't know why you were seen like that, at least in Germany. I can tell you from Madrid's perspective, you're this football machine. You are the best football inside in Europe. That's how you are seen in Madrid. You are like the big bad wolf. So that narrative of, there's no way they beat us. Nah, that is not happening. We trust because we have learned to trust. And it's come to a great point you made. Like, again, as a Madrid fan, I've learned, thanks to last Champions League, that it's better to side tougher sides. Because once you see that you can do it, once you see that you can beat them, then you win incredible confidence. You don't think beating Villarreal made a difference in us beating you in the final against Liverpool? I mean, imagine that. Imagine. Remember, we weren't supposed to play PSG. We were supposed to play Benfica. Imagine that didn't happen. Maybe we wouldn't have won because there wouldn't have been an emotional build-up, right? So I agree with that. you have to play the tougher sides. If you really want to prove you are the European champion, one thing is to win the cup. One thing is to have the trophy in your cabinet. Another thing is how did you win it? It's not the same winning it, beating Bayern, Madrid, Liverpool, I don't know, these teams, than beating, with all due respect, Villarreal, which I adore, is a great team, but it's not to that level.
But Paul, this is why last year, and when after you guys won the UCL, I raised my hand up. I said, look, if you beat Chelsea, City, PSG, there's nothing to argue.
Well,
just raise your hand up.
Of people, because we apparently we look. It's either we are very lucky, or we pay the refs. It's just,
at the same time, you just raise your hand up and you say fair play. Hopefully, this team has learned from that what it takes to get over the line. Right? You have to fight. You have to believe. You have to work. You have to take a next step. We're hoping that on Tuesday maybe they've learned. And hopefully, you have 13. We can get one, Paul. Since you have 13, give us one. Let us.
I think you have learned. I remember when City against Bayern started like losing time, and at the time I was like, "Oh, this man, why do they do that?" I hate that, but at the same time I understand it, because you kind of learned the lesson. Like, we're not giving you any time. Like, we have to win this by any means necessary. So
Paul,
Can I? So go on.
Go ahead, Martin. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to ask Paul a question in terms of, do you feel your best chance is getting a decent result on Tuesday rather than coming back to the Etihad, or do you think you get a slight narrow? Would you take a draw and fancy your chances back ours, or I just want to know if they'd rather get the job done early?
No, Madrid always thinks of the second leg. No, I would take a draw, because I trust in the mentality of my players, and I know that, with all due respect to Etihad, again, I think that mentality of these players are above anything in the world. So even though the Etihad may be bouncing, in fact, I can tell you this: I know, after seeing what they did in the Anfield, after seeing what they did in last UCL, I know these players, after what they've won and what they've done, that even if the Etihad is like it's like imagine 200,000 people. Okay, and I know that's not the capacity, but imagine roaring at them, like destroying them. Like, imagine, I know they wouldn't give a damn. That's how confident I'm of their mentality. Now, they can lose by football, of course.
Yeah,
they can even, but I don't think they will lose by mentality. I really do not believe that.
Guys out there, I want to again talk about what Paul is talking about. And he's very careful and he's very clear. And he mentioned earlier on about emotion. Can't get caught up in emotion. It has to be the football. If you're going to beat them, it can't be emotion at the Etihad. It has to be the football and the discipline on the field to make those right decisions and keep calm under pressure. That's it. That's absolutely what it takes. It's the only way.
Yeah, let me answer this. I saw a picture of Nathan Ake and Diaz smiling, dressed in their clothes, walking to the Etihad. So he looks like he's walking, and according to the reports, it seems like it was a precaution that he walked out. But maybe you still wouldn't throw him in if he's feeling something on his thigh, and you thought that. Yeah, so I think it's going to be a Kanji.
I don't want him to do what he did with John Stones, where he takes that gamble and 20 minutes in, your gamble's over.
Yeah, because the game plan now gets ruined. Yeah.
It was really weird on Saturday watching Ake, because Ake just dropped to the floor, and then we just saw him taking his shin pads out of his socks, and it was like, whoa, what's happened here? And he just looked so, but he walked off perfectly fine. Some ice, didn't even go down the tunnel, went straight onto the subs bench.
Yeah, and then they gave him an ice and put him on his leg. I think.
So, but the rumor is apparently he is going to travel.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, as we have said, funny enough, Paul, Akanji has been bought as a centre back, but when he is in the wings, he makes less mistakes and he seems to love it as a battling with a winger, which obviously is a good buy. To be honest with you, he's battling against Rodrigo, so I can't wait to see that battle, because I think Rodrigo even hinted Ake or something, was hinting that I would like to battle the City player. I know who I'm going to battle. I think he was hinting Ake, but now he's going to go against Kanji. But he said, I don't know which one I'm going to battle. Maybe he was picking the two. Hey, Pat, Young Nuri here. How you doing? Big up to you, man, Young Nuri. Yeah, I already sent you that. let's be honest, Bernardo Silva comfortably baked Camavinga. There is a City fan who's very confident. One says, I want to beat Madrid by 5 the first leg. Fantasy, but it might happen. You never know. Football is football. I'm worried for the Everton game than the Real Madrid game. I'm just going on to this one. I think we might end that tier at the tie at their backyard. Wow, big statements. Spot on, Martin. I am confident, but I respect Madrid. I think everybody respects Madrid. Big up Paul. Andrew says it. Hi AD744. Look, at the end of the day, guys, this tie is the tie, as I said, all of us want to see. And to be honest with you, the mentality of Madrid fans is the same as Paul. Paul, I have a friend. When I'm speaking to him, he's like you, relaxed. He doesn't care. I remember when you were getting when Osasuna scored 1-1. I know he tells me this all the time. I text him. I was like, oh my god, squeaky bum time. He's like, I don't care. We're gonna beat them. I was like, oh, this guy,
The
man.
Liverpool game, Patrick.
Yeah, yeah,
You were
yeah.
like,
Yeah,
all the
The Liverpool.
United fans were like, "No, don't do this to me." Whatever. I was like, "Relax. We knew this was gonna happen."
I
Now the goals
know.
come.
I had to laugh. The Liverpool game, I just wanted to throw, but I knew it because remember when I wrote to you, I was like, look at Benzema smiling. Every time he smiles, trouble happens. He smiled at us too at the Etihad, and things didn't go so well. He has to stop smiling. That guy going to the middle. And have you noticed this, Karl Martin? Benzema when he they concede two, he doesn't call the whole team. He calls Vinicius and Modric. Have you noticed that? He calls Vinicius and Modric to the pitch and he speaks to Modric and he doesn't speak to Tony Cross. It's always Modric and Vinicius and it's done and he walks and boom, boom, boom. It's a goal. It's quite.
You mean he
It's
doesn't do a Zinchenko and calls a meeting?
as Zinchenko calling the whole team is
In the middle
gas.
of the game. By the way, thanks very much, Newcastle. That was very good of you today. The one time you decide to do that.
Horrible.
Do you,
Horrible.
do you know what's made me laugh?
Horrible.
The whole season, everybody was saying it's the Newcastle game. They're going to struggle. No, it's actually
Yeah.
West Ham, Southampton, and the teams that didn't expect. Anyway, guys, we're going to cut it here because I'm going
Yeah.
on for. I have a 6 a.m. gym in the morning. But any last words from Carl,
Well,
Paul,
let
Martin?
Paul go first. Paul's our guest.
Yeah,
so
go ahead.
Thank you. It's just that I think this is right now, as I said before in a comment, the biggest game in Europe these last years. I think City is the best footballing team, but at the same time, I trust in Madrid, and I think it will go for a draw in the first leg, and we will do a very good game in the second leg, and I think we'll pass. I think once Madrid beats you first in the UCL, they got you. I think that's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think we need to go back to the future, Patrick, and go back to the game at the Bernabeu in 2019 when City went there with Jesus and Pep played Jesus as a traditional left back, left winger, left attacker, 4-4-2, and we got the 2-1 win. I think we need to go back in our memory and look at the record. We played them under Pep 5 times, won 4, lost 1. And remember that. And believe and try and believe that you belong at this table, that you have this could be your year. I think we just need to remember that. Madrid are the kings of the competition. To be the king of the competition, you have to dethrone the king. It's simple as that.
Yeah, that's what Pep said, isn't it? He said, I love this because for you to become king, you have to get rid of the king. You can't just skip. So here we are again with the kings. Do you know what makes me laugh though? That's that comment there. The time, obviously, they beat Madrid once this season. They managed to beat them, but no Barcelona. What makes me laugh is that Barcelona team somehow, when they're beating Madrid, I sit there and ask myself, how is this Barcelona team beating Madrid? Because that Barcelona team, as much as they're top of the table, Paul, I still ask myself, I was like, this is not a good Barcelona team. It's useless. It's a useless Barcelona team.
These players don't care about the league. I mean, you see them play in the league, and they're so like they don't give a damn. And I don't like that. But
do you? Yeah, asking you before I move on to Martin. Do you think they don't care about the league? Do you think that you'd rather the league sometimes? Because it looks like sometimes you do give it away.
I think they lose focus because they've won so much from so early, a lot of them, that they focus on the UCL, which if you win it, I'm not gonna argue it. But yeah, I think now if we lose this league again, they'll be very motivated for the next one. So we've always struggled with continuity in winning league titles. So, but yeah, I don't know. I think that they sometimes drop it. I do think they sometimes drop it.
Yeah, they do. I think so. What about yourself, Martin? What are your last words for this game?
I'm looking forward to it. 2 heavyweights going at it, and may the best team win. I just feel this season's these players can become gods in a matter of 5 weeks. These players can become gods in 5 weeks' time. And I don't know why. I just feel this is going to be a season we will never, ever forget. I just feel it. I don't know why. I've just got a feeling. In 5 weeks, we'll be kings of the world.
Do you know what makes me laugh about all this, Paul? And Karl and Martin. When you think about it and sit down, right? When you think about it and sit down, like obviously the players right now are tired. It's at the end of the season. So you yourself, you think, because I sat there the other day, I was like, we had 11 games left. If we won all those 11 games, we win everything. You get it? But is it easy, as you say? Like 11 is not big, it's not like that huge. But if you think about it, then you think about that, these players have been playing since last year.
Mentality.
They played the World Cup. Yeah, so even what's his name about the treble, Ferdinand said, let me tell you something, I was tired. And Ferguson came in the dressing room and said, I know you're tired, but it's up to you guys in your head if you want this. He says, if you want this, it's up to you, but I know you're tired. So he says the fuel that fueled them to the treble was just desire and them obviously being legends of Man
What
United.
What did Pep say last week? What you got in front of you should drive you. Forget tiredness. Forget it. Go. This is it. Some of these players may never get this opportunity again.
Yeah, some of them with their age, isn't it? Like Gundogan.
Yeah, this is it. This is it. It's maybe Manchester City were a bit too soon putting them statues up. We might end up with a stadium full of statues. Might have a statue for everyone soon.
Do you know the team? Do you know the team I want to give? The team that's ruthless is Madrid. There's certain players that did so much for Madrid. They don't give a shit about a statue. Because Cristiano Ronaldo, I was like, at least Cristiano. No, go. They don't.
Bro,
Even
the way he left. No. I mean, no, Cristiano is one of the biggest legends. The biggest legend.
Yeah, what about Modric? Because Modric has saved you guys. He came at the age of 27. He's now 37.
No, Modric is a legend. Is the legend. Like is Stefano, Cristiano, and for me, it's Modric. I mean, without counting Florentino Perez, obviously.
Yeah. So, guys, thank you very much for the show, guys. Thank you very much, Paul. Thank you very much, Martin. Guys, go to Mankinian Way and subscribe to Paul to Martin's channel. Subscribe to Pitch Point's channel. Paul, I don't know if you have a channel. Do you? Yeah. So Paul doesn't have that.
Am I able just to plug something very quickly, Pat?
Yeah, go ahead.
I do apologise for this. I don't know if there's many Manchester City fans in the comments. I've got a competition running all month for a signed KDB frame. And there's also going to be a Bernardo Silva frame added as well, signed. All got certificate of authentic. All got COAs with them. Can't say the other word. Don't know why. And because what I've done is for this month only, we've opened channel membership for 99p. And what that will do is you've got to be a subscriber, of course. It will add you into a competition at the middle of June where 50% of the profits will go to the Alzheimer's Research UK charity and 50% will go into the channel to make it better. But because Alzheimer's is something very close and prominent in my life at the moment. So it's just something you can win something. We're talking, I think it's worth about 150 quid for 99p. And you'll go into a raffle, it'll be drawn live for everyone to see, and it will be posted out worldwide free of charge at my own cost. But more details are on my channel. Thanks for that,
Yeah,
Pat.
yeah. No, you're welcome. You're welcome, Matt. Guys, go and support that, and go and subscribe to Matt's channel. Go subscribe to Pitch Points, and thank you very much, guys. And Karl, thank you for the in-depth
Absolutely.
analysis. Enjoyed
Absolutely.
that, and
Absolutely.
Paul, thank you for the in-depth analysis from the Madrid. I'm pretty sure we might end up doing a review, Paul, if you're available, and if I'm not angry throwing things at the TV. We'll meet on HH's channel. We might meet on HH's channel also in the.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
Yes. Anyway, Martin, a big up to you, man. Respect. So from that, guys, thank you very much. Have a great night. I have to go to the gym at 6 a.m., which is okay, to be honest. I'm used to it by now. I'm just gonna leave you with some music as you go, so you can think about it, and let's make this glorious. We're ready for war. Paul knows his team is ready for war. This. You know what? Let me be honest with you. This game, as Paul said, it mustn't go to emotion. I bet you this might go, because I think there's a lot of hidden knives in this, right? Because what most of the players are saying from the Madrid side and City side, it's as if it's personal now. It's become a personal thing.
This is gonna be a banger of a game. I feel like
Yeah.
this is going to be
Yeah,
a
it is.
historic game, to be honest.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Watch it at 0-0 now and we all go to penalties.